we were talking back and forth, right? And then somehow, some way, it got brought up about my album release party, and you offered to do it for me. I didn't know this was something that you knew how to do or could do. For me, it was like a far fetched dream. I was just putting my faith in God that this event was going to happen. I even documented it. I never posted it, but I documented it because I was so certain that it was going to be like good. And so you were like, yeah, dude, I know how to do all this kind of stuff. And you set it up for us to have, you set up the whole event. I mean, I got the church that I go to. They let me use the event, but he set up like the sound. He set up the whole set list.
Me and Tyler got there. We're like, all right, let's gut this place. We just started unplugging stuff and repatching things. And
Yeah,
I hate doing that at churches. But what I did is I took a list of everything and how it was set up, just so if I had to rehook it all back up the way they wanted it, it was gonna happen either way. But we went in there and just started unplugging stuff, reprogramming the lights and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Shout out Pastor Chris, because that was a Saturday night and he let us throw that and was there. We all had church in the morning.
Yeah.
So it was super dope. You got a set list. Now this set list is pretty cool in hindsight, because those people in Modesto that day had no idea what kind of treat they were getting as far as Christian hip hop goes, because my friend Cam was flying back with me. He around that time he was getting signed to this label called Culture Villains, which they're doing really good now, and they're all making great music. Shout out Culture Villains. And then also you brought along your friend Elijah. It's Elijah Jaron, right? That's how you say it, or Jaron?
Jaron.
I always get it wrong, dude. And now it's just I'm in my head. Elijah Jaron. Right,
Jaron. It's not Sharon, it's Sharon.
I gotcha. Elijah Jaron. So you brought the homie over. Dope, experienced, seasoned artist, right? So when he gives you a show, he gives you a show. So he was there killing it. And then you also had Miles Minnick, right? So you brought Miles Minnick through, and this is like I'd say like 6-7 months before he like kind of started taking his upward ascent to in the music industry, before he started like doing all those crazy songs. Pluto, with 1K Few, then you got Hovey's Show Out. So this is all before that. It's like 2018. Miles does that tour in like 2019. So before Miles popped. So you got Miles Minnick, Elijah Duran, you got Cam, and you got me, and we're all doing this show, and they're all seasoned artists. Like for them to be opening up for me is insane. Like years later, I'm opening up for Miles. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so like
right.
how crazy it is that he was opening up for me, and that's how we met. And so after that happened, it actually led to a very good relationship with my friend Miles Minnick, which I'll get into later because I want to finish this story. I don't want to go off it too much. So yeah, so then I met you there, 2018, that happened. And then I guess as part of this story, 2019, I'm starting to like do shows with Miles. Well, I started actually just by hanging out with Miles. He invited me on tour, and I would like fold t-shirts for him and stuff, and just, be present, and just kind of examine what he's doing, because it was somebody who was doing something successful that I want to do. So I kind of just like enjoyed being around him. He was a good friend. And then during that time, I got a show in Elk Grove. And Anthony, you texted me and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to come through." I was like, "All right, bet." And at that time, you were doing E3 Media. And he came up and he was like, I said, "What's up?" I hadn't seen him in a long time, so it was real refreshing. You had just told me that you moved back to Elk Grove. Was that around that time that you moved back? Or had you already been back?
I had just moved back, literally. And here you go.
Oh, that's my honest album release party. There's a whole testimony that goes into this picture that I'll get into sometime. But yeah, this is at my honest release party. It's my mom. That was actually my dad's first time seeing me rap at all. And shout out to Johnny.
I know Johnny, this is a story for another time, but your dad just got out too, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say next. He had just gotten out of prison, and I think he had to be out of there by like a certain time, like 9, because he had to go back to the halfway house in Fresno. Yeah. But yeah, so he got to see me perform like 2 or 3 songs. But it was really cool because he had no idea that I rapped, because he had just got back to Modesto, and then he shows up to see me come out and rapping. I don't think I ever released a song that I came out rapping to, but yeah, so we got to see what I do. My mom and dad hadn't seen each other in years. They seen each other then, and it was just a real emotional moment. But yeah, so that whole thing happened. It was really awesome. Like, I messed up a lot of my lyrics because I had just written most of that music, but I will say that I did enjoy. I enjoyed it because I was around people that I loved, and it was just a fun day. And it was my first time headlining a show, even though that kind of counts. It kind of doesn't. I don't know, but that was my first time, hosting or headlining a show.